today on 2+U Nevada.
Our current kitchens at this location is as big as my restaurant that I have now downtown.
Sitting down inside the new Marcolino's Italia, you won't believe how they've honored the history of this iconic building and how they are also making it their own. We look inside.
We provide rental assistance, we provide utility assistance, food boxes. Right now, currently, we're doing about 200 food boxes a day.
The red kettles are out. The good work of the Salvation Army and how you can donate even if you don't carry cash.
Behind me are more than 5,000 cheeses from 46 countries. They are vying for the title of the world's best cheese.
How do you pick the world's best cheese? By getting stinky with it. An inside look at the world-renowned competition in Switzerland. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Thank you so much for joining us today for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. We've got a fun show lined up for you today. It's the remodel of an iconic location everyone's been talking about. With Marcolino's Italia taking over the historic Rapscallion restaurant, we go inside the dining room to show you just how romantic and cool Marco's making it. Don't go anywhere. We are thrilled to have you join us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I am here with Marco and Billy of Marcolino's Italia. So excited to be at the new location. Now we can say you guys are taking over Rapscallion's iconic restaurant building and making it your own. It is absolutely gorgeous here in the dining room.
Oh yeah, well, we're really excited for sure. We're in the home stretch. We're about 3 weeks or so opening in December. So yeah, we'll be open 6 days a week at this location, starting with dinner followed by lunch, pretty much right away. And
what I love is you're keeping the tried and true items on your menu. Correct. From your West First Street location. You're adding to it though. You even just said lunch. You're including lunch 6 days a week. You've got happy hour, but what else are you adding to the main course meal?
So we're going to be adding a lot of steak and seafood to our new menu. So we're expanding. Everything on this current menu fortunately sells quite a bit. So there's no reason to change there, but by adding to give the customers not only Italian cuisine, but adding course steak, who doesn't like steak, and also seafood.
Yeah. A little diversity, prime rib, things, staples that have made Reno what it is, going out, getting those thick cut steaks. That's what we're wanting to offer. We've been doing this and I've been nominated 9 times for best steak in Reno, yet we have 1 steak. So it's time we go a little above that.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
9 times?
9 times with the different awards. It's crazy.
That's fantastic. Well,
it's great to get one opportunity. On the last go around for Best of Reno, we got nominated. 9 different categories: best salad, best gluten free, a little bit of everything, and it's a great thing to follow. Just to be nominated is wonderful.
And speaking of gluten free, so what Billy and I have decided to do, we're going to have a separate gluten free menu for our customer base.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's just something we want to add to that. So not only do you have gluten-free sauces and options here that are limited, we're now going to offer a separate menu. So that way everything starting from starter to dessert will be gluten-free.
You guys, that is fantastic. So you're expanding everything. You're expanding your footprint because your square footage is obviously much larger.
Yeah, 5 times. 5 times.
5 times the square footage.
Yeah, our current restaurant seats 38 and this is around 250.
Wow. So expanding your square footage, expanding the menu, expanding your hours with the lunch options. Let's talk lunch because this is such a phenomenal location on Wells. So it's very accessible to just about everyone in town to get here quickly.
Yeah.
With that lunch, what does that look like?
Well, the cool thing about this location too that we currently don't have is we have a lot of parking. Just on property alone, we have over 32 spots, and then we have 20 on the outside on the street, which is non-metered. And then we also have the parking lot across the street that the owners were so gracious to allow to use after hours. So we have a lot of parking.
And I just want to reiterate something that you said when it comes to the street parking.
non-metered.
Yeah.
Non-metered.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, very
Correct.
big. So we're excited to have that easy access, that also with the ramp, the handicapped, everything's easy to get into the building.
It is so easy, you guys. It really is. You park, you walk right in.
We can get people in and back to work quickly.
That's
And
why this lunch, like Billy was saying too, though, that's why lunch is such a big deal in this location for us, is because parking. You can come in, you can get a quick bite, something smaller, of course, adding salads to the menu, stuff like that that's not so heavy, and then get back to work. So that's the cool thing about this location for sure at lunch.
And what's also going to set it apart is that happy hour will run 11 to 11 at night. So having that diversity across the board, you can get the crowd that has to go to work swing shift. You get the people that get off at 5, work 9 to 5 and fight the traffic to get here. They still can partake in that. And what gets you that happy hour pricing is you buy a cocktail or a mocktail. You get either one, and if you have to go to work later, get a mocktail. You still get that discounted pricing on that food.
Yeah.
And it's items I don't feature on my regular menu.
Our drink menu is going to be extensive in the bar area. Of course, my wine list is expanding so drastically. My wine cellar is absolutely amazing.
Your wine cellar is super cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's my baby.
How many
right there.
bottles does that hold?
A couple thousand for sure. The cool thing about that cellar is because it is so large, a lot of people are inquiring about, renting out the wine lockers. That's like a big thing. So that way when you come in and dine, you can take your special bottle, say, hey, Marco, Billy, can you grab out a bin 32, my special bottle for my wife and I to enjoy? Absolutely. I'd love to do that.
That's awesome, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we've talked expanded hours, expanded square footage, expanded menu. This is just a massive expansion for Marcolino's Italia.
Don't forget our catering too. 'Cause
Yeah.
Instead of us turning down catering, because I answer the phone all the time, we can only do so much with our current facility. This facility gives us just so much more.
Well, your kitchen's amazing. So
Correct.
you've got a whole massive space where not only can you take care of the restaurant, but you can additionally take care of your catering customers.
Yeah, our current kitchens at this location is as big as my restaurant that I have now downtown.
That's no joke.
Just our kitchen. So we're able to produce what we're capable of doing. So that excites us, Turning down any type of business, having to say no and not being able to accommodate has been really hard for us. If I can accommodate this location, I get a paycheck.
So you guys are opening in just a couple weeks in December. Are you still taking reservations for holiday parties?
Yeah, well, that's a good question because we're now running out of space, but we still have some space available. Opening during Christmas is kind of cool, actually. Dolling it up and stuff, getting it ready with the lights and the Christmas tree. It's really festive. So yeah, we're really excited. We're in the home stretch. It's been a journey.
All right. Well, we know the address on Wells because this is such an iconic location. But to call, the phone number's staying the same
Staying
and the
the same.
website's staying the same?
Staying the same. Yeah, just full transparency across the board. Everything will stay the same. That way they already know how to reach us for the customers that we already have established. The ones that want to find us, our phone number's the same, 775-800-1693.
And please call for reservations.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
definitely call us. And doing it online's all good and all, but we can always make things happen.
All right. Billy, Marco,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
You're watching 2+U Nevada.
You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I am joined by Major Randy of the Salvation Army of Reno. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's exciting to be here.
The Salvation Army does so much good. In full disclosure, my great-grandfather used the services of the Salvation Army back in the day, came upon hard times. Yep. And so please tell people at home the services that you provide.
Well, we provide rental assistance, we provide utility assistance, food boxes. Right now, currently, we're doing about 200 food boxes a day, and so almost 1,000 a week. And that's just because the need is so great right now in the community. We also have our adult rehabilitation program for men who are on drugs and alcohol who are trying to get off of that. And so that's amazing. And that happens all over the country, too. I'm proud of the fact that we're not just dealing with guys who have addiction problems, but also our program deals with the underlying problems that cause addiction in the first place, including mental illness, folks who are chronically homeless. Since I've been here, we've graduated probably 50 guys who were chronically homeless on the streets. And now we're with emergency transportation, which is another thing we do. We've not only helped girls who've been in trafficking get home to family across the country, but we also help. So since we don't have a women's program yet here, and we're working on it, we want to get one in the future, but we can send people, ladies, to our rehab programs, because we have women's programs, including San Francisco, which you're just talking about. We have an all-women's program in Denver, so we're actively involved in helping people wherever they are in life and meeting their needs. The Salvation Army walks beside people. It's more than that. Our faith in the Lord, we show it by our actions. William Booth was the founder of the Salvation Army, and he realized that he wanted to earn the right to tell people why he did what he did. So he met human needs in the name of Jesus without discrimination. He came alongside their families, and that was the inception of the Salvation Army. Started out as East London Christian Mission, 1865. By 1878, we were the Salvation Army and have been ever since.
So addiction touches, it seems like, every single family. Can families reach out to you for help, saying, I have a son, I have a daughter, I have a parent, I have an aunt, I have an uncle, and get help?
Oh, absolutely. And if they have family, they can just come in and walk in at 2300 Valley Road, and right up there, we call it our Leeds residence, and they can come right there, walk in, and we can help them. We have gentlemen who are court ordered as well who come into the program. We work closely with the criminal justice system, because honestly, they're on a track where they don't just want to incarcerate. What they want to do is give people programs. Sheriff Balaam is amazing. He wants to do programs to help people. He doesn't want to just throw people in jail or to send people to prison. They really have a heart for wanting to help men recover, and women as well. And so we're all about that. And so, if people are looking for hope or help, they can just call 775-688-4555 and just ask for me, or they can call down to our residence as well.
It's such wonderful work. And yes, Sheriff Balaam, warm handoff, he's wanting people to get help.
Yes.
Absolutely can speak to that. I do have to say, this is the time of year where we're used to seeing the red kettles out.
It is.
So are the red kettles out?
They are. They're everywhere. They're at all the Walmarts. We're at Rayleigh's. Have some at Save Marts. We're excited. We're going to be out everywhere, and you'll see our bell ringers. And the cool thing is 100% of everything that goes in those kettles stays in this community.
I didn't know that. Wow, that's so cool. And so there's also Red Kettle online where people can donate to the Red Kettle digitally. So the Red Kettle platform stays.
Absolutely. Everything, because what they'll do is when somebody goes online, it'll tag, say they're using their phone or if they're using their computer, it'll tag from where they are, obviously, so they can see they're in Reno, Washoe County, whatever. And since we're over northern Nevada, if they're in Carson, it will hit Carson's Red Kettle online. It's just reno.salvationarmy.org. Just go on there, you'll find donate button, and when you go in there, it'll take you to an online Red Kettle.
And I do have to say, KTVN did a fantastic documentary on your addiction program. So people need to watch that as well. Go to KTVN. The news team did a phenomenal job on that.
Oh, they really did. I'm excited about it because we're just getting ready to open our 12-bed transitional living program as well. So, and that's a good thing because for men who are working out and living in, we do that. So when our guys graduate the program, they can work out and live in, and they extend their time there. And we have a program service fee, and really, like for $500 a month, they get their meals are free.
That's so
no
cool.
Utilities. They can save money. That's our point.
Yeah.
We want them to save money.
And when it comes to the food, you participate heavily in KTVN's Share Your Christmas.
We do. We love that too. We love being out there with the food bank, and they collect food, we collect toys. So, and it's really cool because it's toy time, and we're already geared up. We're starting to open our Christmas warehouse tomorrow, where we start packing the toys for our December 19th distribution. We'll be giving out food to over 1,500 food boxes, plus toys to almost 3,000 children.
Well, Major Randy Hart, thank you so much. If people want to donate online or learn more about all the wonderful work that the Salvation Army does, what's the website?
The website is reno.salvationarmy.org, or go on and you can find it on our Facebook page. which is the Salvation Army of Washoe County. Just go on there and you'll see all the information that you can see, or just call 775-688-4555. Ask for Samantha Hill if you want to volunteer your time, either at our Christmas warehouse or if you want to ring a bell.
Perfect. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. So excited to have Afshan West and Leslie Berg of Safe Embrace joining us this afternoon. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to talk about Safe Embrace, the organization, because you do so much for people in our community. In fact, I could not get over the statistics that in a typical year, Safe Embrace provides evacuation transportation for more than 30 survivors, nearly 200 nights of emergency motel shelter, and about 6,600 safe house stays. And we're talking about individuals and families seeking safety from domestic violence or sex trafficking. You know, Afshan, tell us about the ethos behind Safe Embrace.
Gosh, those are really sobering statistics. And I mean, at our core, at our heart, what we are is a combination of programs to help survivors, their families. And I'm so proud and honored to be a part of this organization and to have a team of advocates, including Leslie, who are on the forefront. And we are just, I have this amazing team of super passionate young women that are just givers. And they're there for every victim that comes through our door, that every call that comes in, again, victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, or trafficking, we are their safe place.
And Leslie, I just can't get over 6,600 safe house stays in our community. I mean, that is so sobering, and you are seeing this firsthand. Kind of go into a story, if you can, of a success. What do you consider success?
Well, that's a really great question. Of course, success looks different for everyone. And when we, first get that phone call from a survivor or someone who's going actively through domestic violence, we all band together and see how we can provide as many resources as possible. Shelter, of course, is one of our more sought after resources. So we try to look at the situation, see how quickly we can bring the person into shelter. Of course, it is based on availability, but when the planets align, they come in, within about 24 hours. And we're able to do the intake, bring them to our office, get a good look at the situation, and then our shelter team will come and take it from there and bring them to our shelter. And that's where we sit down and we do case management. So throughout their stay, it's up to 90 days. They have services, they have resources, case management. And, our hope is that throughout, those 90 days, by day 90, they're able to have already their own home, apartment secured, lined up. And we're just kind of waiting for a couple loose ends. Their children are already, enrolled and transferred to a safe school, and they hopefully have a good job lined up. And that's how we measure success. But I think most of all, our biggest success stories are those that get the survivor out of that domestic violence situation or out of the trafficking situation, and they find stability, however stability might look for them.
And when you say that you're doing all of this in 90 days, I mean, that takes a lot of work, a lot of programs, and getting them a job, getting them employment, because most likely they've been prevented from having a job and getting out in the open. So what are some of the distinct programs that Safe Embrace does in those 90 days?
Sure. So we have, of course, different elements. So first we have, of course, the safety. So we have our confidential shelter. During case management, we offer support groups. So life skills, how to build a resume, self-care. Then we connect them to resources. So if they're looking for a job, we would connect them with, say, like Job Connect, which is a local resource. Then after that, it's depending on it's based on their needs. So if they need help with, say, a young mother WIC or some sort of social services support, we can connect them through there.
So in addition, we also have a partnership with a local credit building agency. So it's also about financial education, financial literacy, because I think most people know that a big part of domestic violence and also victims who are being trafficked is financial control. So really, for some victims, it's starting at the very basics. Opening a checking account, having them understand what it takes to balance a checkbook. So again, that financial literacy element is so huge. Those are barriers in, getting those apartments. In addition, this is, I think, super important, and I'm so proud of it, is that our biggest program is actually housing. So after that 90 days, our goal is to get those survivors qualified into our housing programs. So what that looks like is that we have a transitional housing program, which is for more stable survivors. So it's up to 9 months that we can pay rent at a tier down level, along with utilities and childcare. And alongside that, we also have we're part of the Washoe County COC, so we can also pay rent above fair market value for up to 2 years for survivors, along with utilities and childcare.
You guys are doing such phenomenal work. Your annual fundraiser, Trees and Light Soiree, is Saturday, November 22nd at Champagne and Chocolate. The event begins at 6 o'clock. You can purchase tickets and get more information about Safe Embrace. What is your website? What is your phone number?
So our website is just safeembrace.org, and all the information about the soiree is on there. And our phone number is 775-324-3766.
Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and from the University of Nevada, Reno, to now Nashville being considered one of the top 100 live performers in country music. MacKay joining us. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
You are so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so tell everybody at home, Mark, you actually grew up out here on the West Coast and went to the University of Nevada for a little bit.
I do. So where you are feels like home as well. I am in Nashville at the moment, but I grew up in Sunnyvale, just south of San Francisco, and I always wanted to work in the ski and snowboard industry. So that was actually my driving force, but everyone used to tell me about skiing in Tahoe and all about the school, University of Nevada, Reno. And so it was the only college I applied to. It was the only college I got accepted to, and they were some of the greatest years of my life. So I always love when we get to come back to the Reno area. I think it's a great place.
Well, and that's why we have you joining us this afternoon from Nashville. So excited to say that you have multiple performances. You're touring the United States right now, but you have multiple performances here in our region to really celebrate the holidays and get into the holiday spirit. So you have a new Christmas album out?
Yeah, so it's actually it is out, and it's 5 of my favorite Christmas songs. One of them is an original, and 4 of them are standards. And I just have so much fun making it, and I love being on the road in December, playing all of them. I think the Christmas spirit in people and getting families out to some of these theaters all over across the country. It's so fun to play these songs.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's hard to believe we're talking about Christmas music right now, but now really is the time for people to buy those tickets and get those plans made. Let me ask you though, from a personal standpoint, when should people start listening to Christmas music?
I'm a bad person to ask that question to because I listen to a lot of Christmas music year round. There's a hot take for you. But, I've always believed I'm a little bit traditional about this stuff. And I have memories when I was a kid. It was like Thanksgiving, you'd have the whole family together. And then it was like the next day, whether it was Black Friday sales or we would go to San Francisco and go to the tree lighting in Union Square when
Yep.
they used to do that. But I always feel like that's the moment you got all your family together and you put yourself in Christmas mode. So I vote for the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay, yeah. It's kind of a tough pill for me to swallow when I'm hearing it now, and we just got rid of Halloween. Like, there is still some
Isn't that true?
Halloween decorations up in my neighborhood, so.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate
That's funny.
that. Tell us about your Christmas original.
So I wrote that song with a really great songwriter named Jeffrey Steele. He's written all of the big Rascal Flatts songs. He's written songs for everybody, actually. Keith Urban, Rascal Flatts, 38 Special. He's a dear friend of mine here in Nashville. And oddly enough, I was driving through Colorado one night and I texted him and I said, "Man, are you in the studio?" Because he always works late like I do. We're on a late clock. And I said, I need to write an original Christmas song. So we were like holding the phone up, sending voice memos to each other. I think it should sound like this. Well, I think it should sound like this. And the next morning, we had the framework of a original Christmas song called "Christmas Time Is in the Air," and it's happy and it's fun and it's got sleigh bells and everything.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, Christmas time is in the air. It's time for people to start planning, and you've got multiple engagements, like I said at the beginning of this interview, here locally. So you're going to be at the Tahoe Tree Lighting on November 28th. Then you have
Yep.
a charity concert in Truckee on December 27th, and you're also at Lake Tahoe for New Year's Eve. So you really and truly are celebrating all the holidays when you're thinking Thanksgiving and Christmas in this region.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it. So we were able to bookend our entire national Christmas tour with Lake Tahoe, which is as cool as it gets. The day after Thanksgiving, we play that tree lighting in South Lake Tahoe. That will be the beginning of our brand new Christmas tour. And we'll have some new merchandise and some new Christmas ornaments and whatnot ready to roll then. We then head all the way across the country and back again. And then on the 27th in Truckee, there's a little theater right downtown called the Community Arts Center. This is a tradition I've done for the last several years, but we give every dollar to the local music school up there. So our band comes in and we play that again. It's just, we have so many friends there and our families there, and it's just such a great time of year to make music, And so we're going to do that. Every dollar goes to the Tahoe Truckee Music School. And then on New Year's Eve, there's a few of us that are going to play in the cold at night as the fireworks go off to ring in 2026.
Fantastic. Well, Mark, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Where can people buy your Christmas album? Is it on Apple iTunes?
It's on everywhere, wherever you listen to music, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, you can find the Mark MacKay Christmas record.
Well, thank you for joining us. We wish you a blessed holiday season and have a wonderful holiday tour, Mark.
Thanks to you, Sam. Appreciate that.
You take care. You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I am so excited to have Jen Gurecki here joining us this afternoon. Now, Jen, you have your hands in so many different things in our community, and you are so well known. I didn't even know that you had started this nonprofit, Zawadisha, how many years ago?
Almost 15.
That is fantastic. So tell folks at home what Zawadisha is.
Zawadisha is a microlending organization that provides small loans to rural Kenyan women to help finance their livelihoods. We're based in Kenya with an all Kenyan team, all women team, all Kenyan team, and we work really closely and intimately with our community to get essential household products to women and their families. So think like solar lamps instead of burning kerosene, water tanks instead of walking to wells, plastic chairs instead of sitting on dirt, right? So like we're really trying to radically improve the lives of women and their families immediately by getting them products that they're able to pay for over time, because they would never be able to afford that on their own.
I absolutely love this. Now, you told me that you've gone to Kenya every single year for nearly 20 years, except the year of COVID.
True.
And this year, your trip was cut short. Are you open to talking to folks about why?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer 2 days before I was supposed to go to Kenya. So things moved very quickly, and fortunately I was still able to go and do my work with the team there. But I started chemotherapy on the day after my 48th birthday, and I'm actively going through treatment right now.
And you are just a warrior, and I want to acknowledge that.
Thank you.
Say we are standing by you, just like you're standing by the women of Kenya. So what can folks do to help Zawadisha and these beautiful artisans?
Thank you. Yes. Well, our primary fundraising technique is actually the sale of these goods. These sisal baskets here are actually woven by the women in our community, but Zawadisha also sells a range of exceptionally crafted artisanal goods from across Africa. So people can find us at the Riverside Farmers Market every Sunday. We have an online shop that you can shop from, and then we also have a shop within a shop at Wild Market, which is an artisan collective on Wells Avenue at the roundabout. So you can shop there Wednesday through Sunday. And all the proceeds go to support our work in Kenya. And we just, one of my greatest joys is to be able to source these items and support the artisans and know that it's all going back to our community there.
That is so neat. Can you give us a story of one of the women that you have helped back in Kenya?
Yeah, there's a woman, Jane, who she's one of my favorite women to reconnect with every time I go back. So she has children, grandchildren as well. And what she's been able to do with her loans from Zawadisha, I was able to visit her home, and she has started a garden. And how important are gardens? They allow people to grow their own food. So she has water tanks that we were able to provide to her on credit that allows her to water fruit trees and vegetables. So she's able to help feed her family. But because she's able to grow so much, she has things to sell at the market. So that's where the loans have helped. And then she's also one of our star basket weavers. So every time I go to Kenya, I'm buying so many baskets directly from her, and that provides valuable revenue that she would not be able to get anywhere else.
Right. You told us where to go, but when it comes to the sale of these baskets, like what's the percentage that gets to the women in Kenya?
So we pay a flat rate per basket, which is based on the, how much it costs to live there. So I'm a businesswoman. I have margins. The margins go to the nonprofit. The margins are essential, right? So we pay what the women ask for, and we pay them directly. And then everything that's left over, because I obviously charge you more, as I should be, right? That goes back to the non-profit. But the baskets are priced by size, and it's just based on really how much time it takes the women to weave them and the intricacy of the weave. So we pay them what they ask, and we're happy to do so.
I absolutely love this because you can find baskets at big markets that look like this, but knowing now that there is a local nonprofit that provides these, and then there's that benefit of the micro loan
on the other side.
On the other side makes this far more enticing to find these and shop for them.
Absolutely. It's also, this is ethical shopping, right? So you can trust that when you shop with us, that these are not made by tiny hands in sweatshops, that there aren't, women being rounded up and put in a house to make as many as they can at the cheapest price. The women make the baskets on their own time, and they will come together in groups and sit under trees and sit under verandas, and they will weave together, which really helps with the camaraderie and the support that they need. So all of our goods are ethically sourced and really support women, communities, and artisans, and also the microlending.
Okay, so aside from the brick and mortars that you mentioned, you did mention the website. So give us the website so that way our folks can shop online.
It's zawadisha.org, disha.org. And that's where you can find us. I should have had a URL that said like Reno Basket Lady, and then you all would be able to find me a little bit better. Maybe I'll work on that. But for now, you can just find Zawadisha, and you will find all of this and more, including all of the trips that we run every summer. So I bring people to Kenya, and it is like one of my greatest joys to show them my most favorite place on this planet. So that's another way that people can get involved too.
Well, you're doing great work.
Thank you
so much, Jen.
It's my pleasure.
Way to be a warrior.
Thank you.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. It started nearly 40 years ago as a way to celebrate the international cheese scene. We're talking the World Cheese Awards. For dairy producers, it's one of the biggest events of the year, and they all fill into one giant aroma-filled venue. This year's event featured 5,244 cheeses from 46 countries. Only one could be crowned the winner. Barry Neild went behind the scenes in Bern, Switzerland to find out how the judges taste their way to a decision.
We're here today in Bern, the capital of Switzerland, at the World Cheese Awards. Behind me are more than 5,000 cheeses from 46 countries. They are vying for the title of the World's Best Cheese 2025. The World Cheese Awards is one of the biggest events of the year for dairy producers, gathering record numbers of cheeses in one giant, aroma-filled venue. It was started in 1988 as a way to celebrate the international cheese scene, and it's now held in a different country each year. Cheesemakers, experts, and aficionados all gather to share knowledge and taste as many cheeses as possible.
You know if a cheese is very good, if you want another piece.
What does it mean to win?
Everything. Having the best cheese in the world, you must be pretty good at what you do.
To find a winner, small groups of judges each taste 40 different cheeses. Their favourites go through 2 more rounds of selection before a champion is crowned. Does your mouth get really tired of eating cheese?
We do lots of water, make sure our palates are fresh with apples as well. And we try and work our way in order, mild to more strength.
The aromas, they're salty from every direction. And for somebody who loves cheeses like me, this is really frustrating. Only the judges can taste them. It's just great just to smell them and just be among all these special different cheeses. Oh no, don't tempt me. Oh no.
So we look at the cheese, we look at the rind, we look to see whether the rind is consistent. I would check the body and texture. We bend it to see whether it breaks or not. Then we smell it and see what the aromas are like and if it's expressive. I'm looking for personality. And I'm still eating cheese and you're still not.
I've seen some incredible cheeses around here. There's goat cheeses, cow cheeses, camel cheeses, blue cheeses, purple cheeses, green cheeses, cheeses in jars. I've seen cheeses that will haunt me for the rest of my days. There's blue spores everywhere.
By the time we're done here, we will not want to see cheese for weeks.
So we're at a crucial stage in the competition now. Each of the 110 judging tables has chosen their Super Gold winner. We're not allowed in there. It's all hush-hush. So we've just got to wait on the sidelines to find out the news. Is it a really competitive world?
You know, everyone wants to win. I think we're human beings, right? But I think everyone wants to make artisan cheese better. I think that's more important to us.
We're just waiting to find out who is the big winner.
Die Bergkäserei Vodafiltigen Gruje ARP Special from Switzerland. Congratulations. World Cheese Tattoo. It's a Gexy Tattoo Fire.
How does it feel to win?
It's very overwhelming.
Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom to Mom Monday, a Tried It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website. Head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada. Or you can email us at 2+UNevada@ktvn.com. You may remember we've got a new segment We are calling it Friday Funnies. You could say it's our series on dad jokes. We will go out in the community to hear your quick-witted quips, but also you send them to us, especially if you have a kiddo who loves making people laugh. We want to say thank you to Brent for today's laughs.
Okay, here's my favorite joke. It's about a man named George who's going to go on vacation. He calls up his good buddy and asks him to come over and watch his cat for him while he's gone. Of course, his buddy says yes, and George heads off on his trip. On the third day of the trip, his buddy calls him and says, "Hey, George, I don't know how to tell you this, but your cat died." Now, George is just beside himself. He's so upset. He asks his friend, I wish you could have broken the news to me a little more gently. His buddy says, "Well, what do you mean?" He says, "Well, you could have, I don't know, called me on the first day and said, your cat's on the roof. And then maybe the next day you tell me the cat fell off the roof. And then finally on the third day you tell me that my cat had died." It kind of would have made the news a little easier to take, And his buddy says, "Yeah, sure, I understand." And life moves on and years have passed, and George has now gotten a new cat, and once again he's about to take a trip, and he calls his friend and asks him to watch his cat for him again. And on the first day of the trip, his buddy calls him and says, "George, I don't know how to tell you this, but your mom's on the roof."
And just a heads up for all of you who are addicted to our show, 2+U Nevada will be preempted by football next Thursday and Friday. So get your fill in the next several days. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you most weekdays at 3 for 2+U Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.